he undid his pants and grabbed my face and started fucking my face.
Now, that video you just seen came from Justine Paradise. She's a small YouTuber, TikToker, and OnlyFans model. Now, she is currently accusing Jake Paul of sexual assault. Loaded this 20-minute video of her side of the story explaining what happened when she was allegedly with Jake Paul. Claims that all of this stuff happened back in 2019 and she was afraid to come out. But the crazy thing about this is that people are like, why are you deciding to come out this now as soon as Jake Paul is getting ready to have like a big fight coming up? And people saying that she's doing it for attention. Now, I do believe that you're innocent until proven guilty. And I currently watched the video and she had no real evidence at all to like completely say anything against them. And actually, she had evidence on herself that made her look like she didn't know what she was talking about. And I'm just going to break it down for you. Jake Paul came out and said that he has no idea who this girl is. And he is going to be suing back for defamation because, you know, stuff like this, if it is falsely accused, can really ruin somebody's career. Now, if you want to subscribe to my channel, we're on the road to 5K, and it really does help. Go ahead and leave a like and leave a comment on what you think about this. Now, again, this is just my opinion. Understand sexual assault is no laughing matter or no joke and should be taken serious of all time. But like I said, I am a strong believer of innocent until proven guilty with strong evidence to back it up.
His real name, it was Jake Paul. So I will start with how I knew him, I guess, and when it happened. It happened the summer before all this COVID stuff was happening. That's another reason I was afraid to say anything about it, because so much time has gone by.
I understand if you have just been assaulted or you're a victim and to make, take some time for you to like come to a realization or try to speak out about it. But like if something happens to you, please just try to, just try to come out with it now so it can be fresh.
I didn't watch any of Jake Paul's videos. I knew who he was. I knew his name. Like, his face is literally everywhere on like book covers and stuff. Like, it would be really seen. Still have never seen any of his videos.
You find it hard to believe that you never heard of Jake Paul, because it's funny, like he's been on Disney Channel, he had the big boxing thing, the whole entire Team 10, like for over the past couple of years, he's literally been everywhere. And for somebody of her age and that age demographic, it's kind of surprising that she never heard of Jake Paul. But at the end of the day, who knows, she could be telling the truth, because for some people, Jake Paul, he doesn't even exist.
So how I met him was through a mutual friend, and I don't want to throw my friends under the bus because they're my friends, they're nice to me. So I was hanging out with my friend Becca, fake name, and she was like, oh my god, I'm bored, let's hang out with some cute boys. I was like, I know cute boys, let's hang out with Michael, fake name by the way. I texted Michael and I was like, hey, what are you doing? It's been a while, let's hang out. And he was like, yeah, I'm down, come to the studio tonight. And I was like, bet. With Becca, we drove over to the address to the studio. What do you know, when we get to the studio, it's the whole Team 10 house. I felt intimidated. I didn't know that the studio that I was going to be pulling up to was like famous people's house. I've hung.
Here's what it doesn't start to make sense, okay? So her friend Michael, she mentions him many times in the videos as being an eyewitness and, being Jake Paul's friend or having some type of connection with Jake Paul, yet she doesn't say his name. This could all be like literally solved in one day if she would say Michael's name, and Michael, whoever he is, will give a testimony of, hey, I did set them up, but she never does. And this, makes me believe that she's lying because, if Michael had some key information to make you look like, you're telling the truth, why wouldn't you release it?
As soon as you go in to the Team 10 house, right on the side of the wall, there's this thing that like takes your picture and has you sign an NDA form. Also, that is why I thought I wasn't allowed to talk about this, and then I made a TikTok today asked if someone assaulted me but I signed an NDA, like, am I allowed to speak about it? Because I thought if you signed an NDA, you're like signing away your rights to talk.
I understand when she says she had to sign an NDA form, but there is something called Google. You wouldn't have to wait all the way until 2021 off of a TikTok to find out that, you don't have to, if you've been assaulted, NDA forms don't apply.
Jake came up to me and he asked me for my phone number at some point. And even though this was like a year and a half ago, I do still have the phone that I had at the time, so I have all the messages and everything. He was really awkward. I don't know.
To clarify, she shows a couple of text messages in these videos, and I just want to note that text messages can be faked. like mostly all the time, especially if they're from iMessage, because there are certain apps where you can have your friend just fake the text messages, so we don't know if these are 100% true.
That they have there like every day, and just like a bunch of people there hanging out, not necessarily a party, but just like they were just really popular and always had people there, so they would ask me to come over. Not just my friend Michael, but Jake too would text me and ask me to come over. Texts here.
He's claiming to be there every single day at the Team 10 house, yet nobody from Team 10 has ever seen her, and once again she never clarifies who Michael is and how he has a connection with Jake Paul.
If I'm here, but I just figured he had bad social skills. Like, I didn't know anything about him before, but after I met him, I kind of like looked him up a little bit, and I guess he's been famous for like a long time, so I'm just assuming he always got what he wanted and never had to build like social skills and talking to people.
She's saying every interaction she had with Jake Paul was awkward and he was this shell of a person, which to me doesn't make sense because we've seen this dude go on interviews, TV shows, and you know he's always acting lively, but we don't know who he really is on the inside. But that doesn't click with me. And she also mentions again that, you know, she's been to these people's house, like the Team 10 house, yet she never decided to look up who Jake Paul was.
It's cute. I did want to kiss him. That is fine. That wasn't the issue that he kissed me there. It was weird because the place that he kissed me was like in front of everyone, so it kind of felt like he was showing off to his friends that he was making out with me. That was a little weird, especially since like one of my friends, Michael, was there.
Again, she mentioned so many eyewitnesses of her interacting with Jake Paul with so many people around them, yet she never mentions any names. And here comes this man Michael. Like, if she's telling the truth, all she has to do is mention this man's Michael name and he comes out, this all could be solved.
Normally everybody respects me when I don't want to do sexual things, so I thought that it was fine if I went in his room, and I thought it would be fine to kiss him because I thought he would stop if I didn't want to do anything else. Like, that's normal, that's what you do. So anyway, we were on.
Oh, she's claiming that Jake Paul invited her to his room and they kissed, and once again guys, bro, if a girl says no, just stop. Even if they show signs of initially wanting it, just stop, because feelings can change and alter and you don't want to find yourself in a situation where it escalates.
Anyway, we were on his bed kissing for a bit, and then every time he would like try to put my hand places or like try to put his hands places that I didn't want, I would just kind of move it away and be like no, and then like, you know, just kiss, just back to kissing. And then at one point he said, if nothing is going to happen, then what's the point? What's the point? I don't know, maybe I could be one of your friends. Maybe I can just be someone that you kiss.
The thing that I don't understand, again, like if somebody's like clearly like forcing you to do a sexual activity you don't want, you leave. Like, just leave. You clearly said that there's people like still in the house. You're not there alone. Why not just leave? Why keep yourself in a situation that makes you feel uncomfortable?
But that is what he said, word for word. I thought that was weird. That made me uncomfortable. And then he gets up. He doesn't go away. This is the point where if what he wanted is sex, he sees he's not gonna get it. This is the point where we would just go elsewhere. You know, go back downstairs where everyone is. Go back to the studio. Like, he could even tell me to leave if he wanted to.
It's again, if there's people downstairs and you feel uncomfortable, why not just leave?
He undid his pants and grabbed my face and started, my face. You know, what am I supposed to do? He was literally, I was still laying down. He was on top of me and like holding my head like into him. Like I couldn't even tell him not to. He didn't ask for consent or anything. It didn't last that long though, because he finished, he came in my mouth, and honestly it was less than 30 seconds.
I'm gonna let Keemstar speak about this part because I do feel exactly how he feels. Like, if somebody's, you know, putting or forcing them, like putting their meat into your mouth, like I strongly believe you could bite it off or just move your head.
How does that happen? I like, what? Wouldn't she have to open her mouth and like participate in some way for that to happen? Like, can't you just turn your head, or can't you just get like, is there some way to force oral on someone? I mean, She's not saying that he had a weapon and was like, you better do this. You know, she is saying that he grabbed her head and started her face and came in her mouth.
Now, after this, she continues to say that she stayed in Jake Paul's house after the offense and they made fun of her because of her phone, which I don't understand why she put this in the story. It had nothing to do with it, but she said after the offense that she was still in Jake Paul's house and then she eventually left.
Or am I doing this for attention? Yeah, I do want attention on this because it's a problem that's real and deserves attention. So
at the end of the video, she starts to leak more text messages, but like I said, they can be 100% false or homemade. And she even released this video of her being inside Jake Paul's alleged house, but she muted it as soon as she started talking. But here goes.
It's the Sistine Chapel, but
Now, that's pretty much going to be it, guys. Thank you for watching the video. But now, this is kind of fishy because it's weird that she come out with this as soon as he's getting ready for his big fight. And now it's big allegations of like, you know, hey, she's probably lying. But on the other hand, she is telling that she'll be arrested, deplatformed, and canceled. But yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. And yeah, have a good day. Peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
I crave to be the dots on your eyes, the lines of your T's, all the thoughts in disguise of he's rhyming for me. We fought and we've lied, we've defied with deceit, but I keep coming back to that smile in your cheeks and the dimple on the right's got my eyes on a leash. Type of person I've always been dying to meet. It's the truth and I'll always stand by it. Got